started, I'd love to give a huge thank you to the amazing folks over at Square Enix for providing me the game early in order to make this review possible. Thank you very much. So now with all that having been said, let's start the journey. Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster is the comeback of a classic 3DS RPG, and it is developed and published by Square Enix. Having had success after success lately with RPGs, whether large hit titles or even lower budget hits, Square Enix decides let's try to keep the ball rolling by remastering a 3DS classic, but this time for the Nintendo Switch 2. But was this the right title to give the remaster treatment to, or is this their first true miss? Only one way to find out, so let's go! Gameplay. One of the unsung heroes of the 3DS was an RPG that really surprised people and captured their imagination due to its story, gameplay elements, and graphical art style. Hard to believe that it's been 11 years since it was released, and now it's back again here in 2025 in a more polished fashion for the Nintendo Switch 2. With several games from Nintendo themselves getting updates and Switch 2 versions of games that give a higher resolution output alongside a better frame rate, Bravely Default Remaster got me thinking, I wonder what all changes have been made to this version of the game over the original. To my surprise, there's actually a fair bit quality-wise that keeps the charm of the original game, but at the same time, moving a game to HD with higher-end assets does take away from that 3DS style of charm that the artwork had going for it due to the hardware limitation of 2014. But let's just be thankful that it's not on the remaster level of the previous Silent Hill collection, cause good lord, that was an abomination. Abomination of Silent Hill's collection aside, here in Bravely Default, your goal is to restore Luxendark's crystals that are losing their power by taking on the roles of this game's heroes, Ringabel, Adia, Anyas, and Tiz. I know what you're thinking. Oh, so they're crystal bearers then. And to that I say, kind of? Considering this game originally started off as a sequel to Final Fantasy, The Four Heroes of Light, and then just became its straight-up own new IP and borderline spiritual successor instead. Which, luckily, it worked out perfectly, and we didn't end up in a Dirge of Cerberus scenario, praise be to Genova for that one. As you push through this gorgeous adventure in various environments, you'll come across both inventive and villains with personalities that you can't help to love, but know you're supposed to hate as well. Sort of like me with Sephiroth, because if he was like, "Join me, Amy, and together we will change fate forever," like he did to Cloud, I'd be like, shoot, you ain't gotta tell me twice, summon the meteor! I'd be totally down. Beyond the main quest is probably where you'd get stuck quite a bit, to be perfectly honest. No, not because the main campaign is hard or confusing or anything, but because there are some quests in this game, should you attempt to seek them all out, that are just as good, if not better than the main campaign itself. Which is shocking, to be honest, especially for people who love them some dungeon exploring. As stated, visually this game is still stunning, even if, like I said earlier, going to the uptick of HD, it loses some of its old charm and storybook-like feeling. But the landscapes itself, along with its environments, overworld, dungeon designs, characters, and animations, look even better than before. Gushing aside, just what type of game is it in general? Well, obviously it's turn-based, you big goof, and for those that are unaware, the battle system itself is the progenitor to Octopath Traveler, another game that has become itself a classic over the years to RPG fans all over the world, similar to Air Guys. Okay, no, sorry, not Air Guys, I just couldn't help myself. I just look for excuses to reference that title, and while I'm here, hey Square, when are you gonna give that one an HD remaster? I'm waiting! Using the game's Brave and Default game mechanics, because you get it? Brave, Default, Bravely, Default, peanut butter, jelly, apples, oranges, Tifa, bikini. Wait, where was I? Oh yeah, the game's mechanics. Using the default mechanic, you're able to store charges that give you an advantage for a future turn, while its other half, Braving, allows you to use up to 4 actions at once to either overwhelm your foes or create a strategic advantage in battle should you properly execute it. Because the same strategy that you use on normal enemies won't be as easy when challenging a boss fight or side battles that are even harder than normal enemies. So planning is key. Party customization is key to not only getting through hard-to-beat bad guys, but also allow you to unlock new job classes for you to experiment with and switch to when maybe one job in class doesn't work to your advantage. This makes it sort of like a guessing game. No, not like Guess Who, where you have to find all the different bald people, but more so like putting together an intricate puzzle till everything fits into place perfectly. That's the battle system in a nutshell.
Is it me? Is it you? Who knows?
Does your person play knack?
No. Does your person have a beer?
Uh-huh.
You're out of here.
Does your person chug glasses?
Yes.
Trunk and Sam, you're trash.
Bite Guess me, who? Kevin. Game cards do not actually talk.
By mixing in a variety of primary and secondary abilities, you're able to take over 20 job classes, yes, you heard me, over 20 job classes, and combine it with passive buffs to get even more optimized customizations for your characters. Much like other traditional RPGs, yes, grinding is a factor in order to level your jobs, which might irk some people a bit, but luckily, a fast-forward feature can help you turn sluggish, slow battles into a much faster-paced time, so you don't have to sit around for an eternity. On top of that, better UI design, fast-forward, special features using the mouse control for this game are implemented as well with Ring a Bell's Panic Cruise that has you in first-person view using the mouse controls to fly your ship around in first person and even pet a kitty. Aw, it's such a good kitty. In addition to that is also Lux and Cheer, which is a rhythm-based game where you must use both Joy-Cons to match the objects on screen as they fly towards you, which can be pretty fun as long as you don't get distracted by what's going on in the background. Oh hey, what's that? Oh crap, 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 crap! Overall, at the end of the day, Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster ends up a really great time and holds up as much as it did 11 years ago, but this time with even more quality of life improvements and features. I can see there being gripes though, mainly for veterans from the 3DS era due to the fact that Street Pass from the 3DS is no longer here and instead is replaced by a new online system that has you use random spirit NPCs for the minigame, nor in rebuilding. Other gripes I can see is with the upgraded visuals taking away from its pop-up book-like aesthetic. However, with the redesigned UI, amazing soundtrack, high-quality voice acting, Heal All Now as a feature, recommended dungeon levels, fast-forward ability, over 20 jobs, new minigames that utilize the mouse controls of Switch 2, and lovable characters, makes Bravely Default HD Remaster a must-own on Switch 2, especially if you're an RPG fan, or even if you love the original on Nintendo 3DS. You won't regret it. So with all that having been said, my verdict is clear. Game and Chick says bye now.